me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far, far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to be a star. Yeah, pull up with a baddie in a fancy car. How to party like a rock star and play guitar like a superstar. Yeah, and I'm so tired of them playing with me. Yeah, pushing my buttons, this ain't no game to me. Yeah, ain't got time to be explaining me. Yeah, I'ma just take over the game, baby. Yeah, let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far, far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to raise a bar, how to go large, how to take it too far. Let me show you how to show up and show out and surf the crowd. Trust me, you ain't never seen nothing like this. You ain't never been to a show like this. I'ma give you something to remember forever. Yeah, and I'm so tired of them playing with me. Yeah, pushing my buttons, this ain't no game to me. Yeah, ain't got time to be explaining me. Yeah, I'ma just take over the game, baby. Yeah, let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far, far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far, far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright.
It's that hate, boy.
Yeah, my day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. It's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. Tell them line it up. Like a 4th and 1, we sneaky when we slide up. Y'all on offense with no defense, now y'all time is up. We make the hits, y'all take the hits, and now we fired up. 3, 2, 1, don't need no break. Hut 1, hut 2, give it straight, that's how I like it. And we grind it every night to make it hit, now it's exciting. See, they just getting cake, they ain't never gonna get no ice. And all we want is chips, ring fingers looking ice. My day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. It's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. See, we came up from the bottom, me and squad got it. And we made it through them problems, now it's God body. We eat, sleep, breathe this. Wave till they see sick. Do it right the first time, they all try to remix. Yeah, they grinded, but we grinded different. Tell them they time is ticking, but we time a fish. Bet not leave a minute, stop it. Something like the goat off in that pocket. Whole squizzy riding with me, who gon' stop it? My day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just...
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the... They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
From the 31, Willis. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So the completion good for just 3. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. 2nd down, Willis looks to throw here. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Willis, 3rd and long. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Jags grab it. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. After all of the turnover woes that they had last week. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. 1st and 10, it's Willis. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Hey, let's go!
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now Willis to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a Titans first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now Willis. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option. You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh? On 3rd down, it's Willis. That's to Burks, and he's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Lawrence. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Now a 1st down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop it for a loss of 4.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Lawrence. And his throw here's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the 1st. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And here comes Berrios. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
A very solid gain of 27. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Willis on 1st and 10. They set up the screen for Henry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. The Titans had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Henry up the middle. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. And that is no good. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Trying to build on that opening drive touchdown, but the drive stalls out. And then you get the missed field goal here, so they wind up with nothing to show from drive number 2.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Right back to Jeudy, and it's complete. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go play action now. Lawrence. They're looking for Jeudy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Got a man. It's Judy complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it up to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Second and 10 now. It's Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now on second and 13, Willis. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Here's Willis. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll kick it away for the second time. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
To throw again on second down, Lawrence. Well, that's the third interception for Lawrence. Picked up by Josh Jones. And the Titans are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Play action. Here's Willis. They'll roll him out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes, because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Willis on third down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Willis looking to throw on first down. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Okay, break.
Right back to the air with Willis. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Lawrence's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. 20, 10, touchdown, Jaguars. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field, but if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Let's go now.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Willis targeting Moore, and he's got him on the crossing pattern. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
Looking for Hopkins, and he's got him on the crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
A first down carry for Henry. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll look to Willis to throw. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now ETN to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
On 2nd and 12, Lawrence. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Only able to gain a couple there. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here's Berrios. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Willis. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Titans force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and 9, Willis. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
They'll try to run for the 1st with Henry. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run. It's Henry. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So he needed one. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back could get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure he got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Willis on the bootleg. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, it's Willis. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Again, Willis to throw. And this is caught. He hits more. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 32-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I will hear about that from him soon.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd down, here's Willis. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He was brought down by Foyesade Oluwakin. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape. This has certainly been a physical game so far, limited scoring opportunities for both sides, and there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Josh Allen coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Etienne once more. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
On first down, Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. On second down, a run with Etienne. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Touchdown! Jerry Jeudy with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jaguars use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Now Mevis for the PAT. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Jaguars 14, Titans 10.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Inside handoff, Henry. Down to about the 45.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Willis to throw. He dumps it off for Henry. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, Henry. Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
They throw it out right complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Throwing, Willis. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg it, do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula's not working right now. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Let's go now.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Here's Willis. On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Oluokun. And the Jaguars have just about sewn up this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Lawrence. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Titans are going to get the football here at their own 23. Oh my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
Hey, I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew.
You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. Yeah, I jump out the booth. Then I might hop through the roof. Count all the rings. My team is the truth, but they some liars to you. And they never sing, but they always shoot. And all of their diamonds are new. And that's why I'm here with Villain, cause I really get it. And I need all my honeys in blue. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. Make a choice. I need 100 pack for my boys. Be hating and talking and hating. I bet you I kill the noise. I've been a man like I'm Peyton. I boost up my rating. You know how I play with toys. Pop out on any occasion, get standing ovations. They can't help it but rejoice. They all wanna follow me, cause I got my foot on the opposition neck and ain't no straight, that's how I like it. And we grind it every night to make it hit, now it's exciting. See, they just getting cake, they ain't never gonna get no ice. And all we want is chips, ring fingers looking ice. My day ones here to dance at the beginning.